Another week, another vicious video showing a officer attacking a black man. This video comes from McComb, Mississippi, and it shows a member of the Mississippi Highway Patrol violently handling a black man in custody. That video has been viewed over 500,000 times on social media. As we always do, I want to warn you that you're about to see is triggering and hard to watch. So if you need to walk out of the room, turn away, now is the time to do so. Here is this altercation in Mississippi.
This man don't lie. This man just got through jumping on the man while he was in the car. This man just got through jumping on this man while he was in the car, y'all. Yeah, we looking at you choke the man. That's why you told us to stop. We looking at you choke the man. We gonna stay back, but we gonna record you. We gonna record you. We want to know why you was in that car. We want to know why you was in the car jumping on him. We want to know why you was in the car jumping on him. We want to know why you was in the car jumping on him. Just wait. Man, don't grab him. Hey, man, don't do that shit, bro. Hey, I got him on live. I got his ass on live. He got him fucking handcuffed, man. You ain't had no business jumping on him. You ain't had no business jumping on him. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit, y'all. Look at this shit. He got on handcuffs.
He got on handcuffs.
He got on handcuffs.
Yeah, bitch. We
don't care. You need to be going.
Bitch, y'all been getting away with this.
You need to be going to jail. You need to be going to jail. That shit don't make no sense.
Don't get a lawyer.
That shit don't make no sense. You need to be going to jail.
You going to jail. You going to jail. And then when we come back, he was on top of you, leaning you and fighting on you and everything.
Man, this man jumping on him, man. All up finna go to jail, so somebody come get him. But this man right here jumping on the man, y'all just seen the wrestle the man down. The man got on handcuffs. It's easy to break his wrist like that. It's easy to break his wrist like that.
You had him in the backseat, beating on him and everything. That's why he kept telling us, go ahead. Yeah, we see when we pulled up, you had him in the backseat, leaning him and everything. You got to leave him aside, bro.
That's how George Floyd got killed. That's how George Floyd died. That's how George Floyd died. That's how George Floyd died right there. You remember George Floyd? That's how George Floyd died right there. He got handcuffs on him. You was in the car jumping on him. You in the car jumping on him. You shut up. Ain't no shut up. We don't give a damn. You was just in the backseat beating him out. Man, take us to jail. Take us to jail. Man, we seen you in the backseat beating him up while you already restrained.
You dead motherfucking wrong, man. Get me out these bushes, bro. You dead wrong, bro.
Man, somebody get Magnolia Police out here, man. See what they got going on out here. This McComb. Man, McComb Police, please come out here. We don't mind going to jail.
I'll talk over.
But this shit ain't right. We just caught the state trooper in the back seat. He ran us out.
Reports say Eugene Lewis was stopped for going 35 miles per hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. Let me say it again. 5 miles an hour. But even that is unclear. Folks, it is amazing. Again, so you see these bystanders intervening, speaking. Joining us right now is the McComb Mayor, Cordelia Lockley, also Mississippi State Representative Daryl Porter Jr. Glad to have both of you here. First of all, Mayor Lockley, the first thing, what have you found out? All of that for going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit?
Understand that I've talked to the family. I have talked to my police officer, our police chief. I was disturbed, very alarmed by this video. And after viewing that, I called Representative Porter because the Highway Patrol is out of my jurisdiction as the mayor, and asked him as a state representative if he would contact the commissioner as it relates to this incident. But it's very disturbing.
Representative Porter, I'm watching the video, and the brother is standing along the side of the road. He's just sort of pacing back and forth. Then all of a sudden, the officer just begins to slam to the ground, roll into the grass. I mean, I don't understand. And then as you listen to the video, you hear the men saying they saw the officer beating on this black man in the back of the seat, in the back of the car. And what I don't understand is, what if the man is handcuffed, why is he not in the back of the vehicle?
Yeah, Roland, I think that's a good point that you bring out. One of the first things I noticed as well when viewing the video after the mayor called me about the incident, and I viewed the video, the first thing pops up in my head is, why is there a handcuffed individual standing in the street? Why is this individual not in the back of the car? I will say, obviously, there's a lot of things that we don't know that led up to the point of us seeing the video. But what, obviously, and looking at the video, it was alarming. And that's why, as the mayor stated earlier, I did reach out to the commissioner of public safety.
So guys, everybody in the control room, I want y'all to roll that back 30 seconds, because this is what is illogical to me, Mayor Lockley. Okay, so play it right there, guys. So Eugene Smith is walking around. All of a sudden, you see him grab him. He then takes him over to the car. Then he tosses him on the ground. They roll into the grass. What I'm confused by, he's already handcuffed. Normally, when you see this, it's them taking someone to the ground to handcuff him. Then you see it right now, and now his knee is on his chest. What more restraint can he do? That just makes, okay. So was it to throw him to the ground? Was it to put the knee in his chest?
I don't know what exactly caused him to do that. For me, once you have handcuffed the person, you have him now restrained. You should put him in the vehicle and transport him. He was standing on the outside, walking around, and he was standing there looking at him walk around. And I don't understand why he had to grab him, why he had to toss him to the ground, why he rolled him into the wooded area. That's why it's so disturbing to me.
Representative Porter, I mean, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Piggybacking off of what the mayor said, all those why questions is one of the reasons why, why I contacted the Commissioner of Public Safety, who I have a really great working relationship with, and he's been extremely responsive to me as well, for them to launch an investigation so we can get to the bottom of why this transpired, and also, more importantly, so we can keep something like this, prevent something like this from transpiring in the future.
It's just absolutely a shame, and unfortunately, we see this happening way too often. Mayor Lockley, have you heard from the governor?
Have not heard from the governor, nor have I heard from the commissioner. However, again, my contact at the state level right now is with Representative Porter. He has a little more weight, carries a little more weight with state agency than a mayor does.
And Representative Porter, have you heard from the governor?
No, sir, I have not.
Well, that is no surprise considering Governor Tate Reeves. Gentlemen, we certainly appreciate you joining us on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Roland.
Bringing my panel, Dr. Julian Malveaux, Dean of the College of Ethics Studies at California State University, LA, Dr. Umukongo Dibinga, Professorial Lecturer, School of International Service, American University's Brianna Cartwright, Political Strategist. Glad to have all three of you here. Press play, new day. Umukongo, press play, new day. It's just one after the other, how law enforcement treats black folks.
Yeah, and first of all, I want to applaud the people who are recording because they were not bystanders. They were upstanders for this brother. They made it clear. We don't care if we go to jail. That we don't care whatever you say. And they were even talking about calling the police on the police, which we also saw when George Floyd was murdered. There were people who were calling the police who were on record as doing that. I believe it was the martial artist brother. And we also see that, last week when we were talking about this, we were talking about the importance of dash cams and how they have been important in many cases. But we also have to be mindful of the fact that in some cases, some of these officers do not care. It's almost as if they're emboldened by the cameras, like they're sticking their chest out. Like, come on, what? I don't care what you're going to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And this is why what we saw happen last week with Breonna Taylor and the Justice Department is extremely important, because we see that there is a Justice Department. Like you said, Governor Reeves isn't going to do much. We know that. We can already put that out there. But the Justice Department is watching, and we all talk about how they move slowly. But our hope is that this type of footage makes its way up there, but it shouldn't even have to go that far, because the leadership in Mississippi doesn't care for protecting our rights. And so really, at the end of the day, when I see a video like this, as frustrating as it is, I just become more frustrated at the fact that we didn't get this George Floyd police reform bill. This is another reason why these midterms are so important, because these guys need to be on blast and on notice. And lastly, we need to do thorough investigations, media outlets, and law enforcement, whoever, DOJ, into who these officers are, because we know that racists and MAGA people are infiltrating the military at all levels and infiltrating our police departments as well, so they can go and do these actions and get away with them, and they need to be called out as well. All of the information about this officer needs to be put out so we know more about him than the person he arrested and assaulted.
And Julie, on that particular point right there, we know for a fact, law enforcement, there are white supremacists, neo-Nazis on police forces as we speak, all across America.
And in the words of Nina Simone, Mississippi, goddamn. I mean, when you think about it, while this happens all over the country, north, south, east, west, Mississippi is the crux of the Klan, the crux of white supremacy or white wannabe supremacy, the crux of what has been happening to our people. This guy was out of order, out of line, out of control. I mean, the man was handcuffed. He was handcuffed. What could he possibly do? This man was simply asserting his ability to exercise his power over this man. And right on, as Omakongo says, right on to those brothers who are hollering at him, who are telling him, look, he's already in handcuffs. Stop it. You were beating him in the back of the car. These are the witnesses, and we need these witnesses to continue to stand up. This, Roland, when you look at this, I mean, I watched it 2 or 3 times. You sent us the link, and every time I watch it, I start cussing in my office, which, that's not unusual. But I'm like, what is going on here? Look at this. He's climbing on the man. He's treating the man like he's nothing. And right on to the mayor, right on to the brother in the ledge. But the bottom line is, we need to know who this dude is. He needs to be run out of his job. He needs to be run out of McComb, Mississippi. And again, like Nina Simone says, Mississippi, goddamn. It happens in Chicago. It happens in Wisconsin. But in Mississippi, it is especially pernicious. We talk about, and the roots of Mississippi racism spread out to the rest of the country. The Oakland police force in California, as an example, they recruited Mississippi patrollers to come to Oakland back in the 1950s. And that's why you had a Black Panther Party. And we could go on and on and on. Well, these folks are known for their brutality. They are known for their brutality, and it has to stop.
Breonna, those brothers who were videotaping, the cop was threatening them with jail. They said, fine, we'll go to jail.
Yeah, I think we need to have more people like that. I think the issue is, and we saw that a lot more before Floyd, and I'm very appreciative that they said, this is how George Floyd died, and he repeated and repeated and repeated it, because I think maybe that allowed him to refrain a little bit more from what he could have been doing in order to not have another George Floyd occur. And I do think before they would threaten, right? And you would have to say, as an attorney, we have the right to record, right? We're not interfering with what you need to do for your protection or putting him in the back of the car, which it was stated he was already in the back of the car. So I'm not quite sure why he was pulled from the back of the car. And that's problematic in the first place. And then we saw the truck coming up. And so even with the truck, okay, maybe he's saying, okay, move to the side for safety measures or making sure that nothing nefarious goes on for that. Maybe he said, get in the grass, and he didn't want to get the grass. I'm not quite sure. But when he was in the car handcuffed, it was already should have been a done deal. Whether he was waiting for backup or someone else to bring him, I'm not quite sure. But there was no reason for him to take him out of the car when he was handcuffed in the back of the car. I heard what the mayor said. There's a lot of dissatisfaction still with that. Hopefully, I mean, it seems like it was a state trooper, so we don't have any response for the governor. Maybe writing letters would facilitate that and have a deeper investigation in regards to it, because Mississippi has one of the lowest education rankings in the nation, and there's a lot of training. There's a lot of lack of actually getting to where some of the rest of the nation is. But as we see in the South, there's just a lot of racism, right? And so what he thinks is okay clearly is not. We'll talk about that later in the show, where people use excuses because they didn't know any better yet, that we're not back in the Jim Crow days and can do this. Because as someone stated, he was egging it on, like, okay, I don't care that you're recording me. I can still do X, Y, and Z. This is my job. This is my entitlement. I'm in Mississippi. And I think more of these cameras, more of the proliferation of seeing this and allowing for, the nation to be in uproar and come in and say, you know what? No, we need to retrain. You do not need to be an officer. This is what needs to occur. Needs to happen more, and hopefully these videos being seen facilitates this.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
When we invest in ourselves, we're investing in what's next for all of us. Growing, creating, making moves that move us all forward. Together, we are Black beyond measure.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?